All right, let's dive into an ancient text that puts forward one of the most powerful choices you could ever imagine, a choice about life itself. We're jumping into Deuteronomy chapter 30.
Right out of the gate, the stakes are laid out, no messing around. This isn't just some friendly advice. It's a huge, monumental choice. You've got life and prosperity on one side, and death and destruction on the other. That's it. Two paths, two very different endings. Okay, so section 1, a covenant of consequences. We're going to try to understand the agreement's terms, because to really get what this choice is all about, you have to understand the framework it's built on. Think of it less like a suggestion and more like a formal agreement, a spiritual contract with some really clear if-then logic.
So this agreement, it's called a covenant, and that's way more than just a simple contract. It's this deep, relational, sacred pact. The terms are actually super straightforward. If you hold up your end of the deal, which here means obedience, you get promised benefits or blessings. But, and this is a big but, if you break the terms, well, there are clear penalties or curses. It's all about a foundational structure of defined consequences. And man, the two sides of this deal are just black and white. There is no gray area. You've got obedience, which leads to blessings, prosperity, life, all the good stuff. Then you have disobedience, which brings curses, destruction, and death. The text doesn't mince words at all. It's incredibly direct about this cause and effect relationship.
Part 2, the path to restoration, the comeback story. So this naturally leads to a big question, right? What happens if you make the wrong choice? What if the worst case scenario happens? Well, the amazing thing is, the story doesn't just end there in despair. It actually lays out a path back, a whole detailed plan for restoration. And this is such a powerful promise of hope. I mean, the text makes it absolutely clear that no matter how far you've fallen, no matter how lost or scattered you feel, you are never beyond recovery. That path back, it's always open, even from, as it says, the most distant land.
And look, this isn't some vague, fuzzy hope. It's a real, actionable plan. There are 4 clear steps. First, you got to acknowledge what happened. Really let the consequences sink in. Second, you make a conscious choice to return. Third, you commit to obeying again. But this time, it has to be from your whole heart and soul. And that final step, it's the result of all that. You get restoration and a chance to prosper again. But here's the kicker. The crucial point isn't just about, changing your actions. This is pointing to something way deeper. It's about a fundamental internal transformation. This metaphor of a circumcised heart. It's about removing whatever barrier is keeping you from true devotion. The change has to come from the absolute core of who you are, so you can love with everything you've got. Section 3, the ultimate choice, a command within reach. So everything we've talked about, the consequences, the amazing path to restoration, it's all building to this one climax. The text brings it all home, right back to a single, in-the-moment decision. And you might be thinking right now, wait a minute, is this even achievable? This sounds impossible. The standard is just way too high. And that's a totally fair question. The crazy thing is, the text completely anticipates that reaction and addresses it head-on. And the answer is a resounding no, it's not too difficult. The text basically says, look, this command isn't some mysterious, unattainable secret hidden up in the sky or across the ocean. It's presented as something that's totally accessible. It's right here. It's innate. It's already inside of you. So the choice gets framed by specific actions. The path to life, that's about actively loving God, walking in obedience, keeping his commands, and the path to death, that's when your heart turns away, you're not obedient, you start worshiping other gods. See, it's a choice that gets proven by what you do. And as if this wasn't big enough, to really underscore the massive scale of this moment, the text calls on, get this, the heavens and the earth as witnesses. So this is not a private decision. It's a declaration you're making in front of all of creation. Talk about adding some weight and permanence to your choice. All right, our final section, a call to life, the final command. So after laying out all the options, the consequences, that path back, and proving that it's all within reach, the text wraps up with one last super direct instruction. And there it is, just 2 words. After everything, all the explanation, it boils down to this. And notice, it's not, you should maybe consider life, or it would be nice if you chose life. No, it's a command. After laying out both sides of the coin, the text strongly urges you down one specific path.
So why? What's the big motivation here? Well, the text explains that choosing life isn't just about your own survival. It's bigger than that. It's for your kids, for future generations. And it's the very thing that makes it possible to love, to listen, and to hold on to God. Basically, making this choice is what enables the whole relationship in the first place.
And this might be the most profound statement in the entire chapter. It totally reframes everything we've just talked about. It says, God isn't just the one who gives you life. God is your life. And if that's true, then the choice you're making isn't just between being obedient or disobedient. It's a choice between life itself and the complete absence of it. So that leaves us with this huge final thought to chew on. The text isn't just presenting you with a choice about your life. It's saying the choice is your life. Which really makes you wonder, right? What does it truly mean for a single choice to not just define your future, but to define your very existence?